It is a little bit of relief. Pam Shriver will serve. Women's semifinal. That's why. Virginia Wade, I'm sure you've played them both. And as the time passes, we'll get your opinions about how you would play them.
And I guess we're going to see a few aces today because both players do serve hard.
Of course, Mandlikova or Mandlikova, we go back and forth as to how it is pronounced, has a world of talent.
I think without question the most gifted women's tennis player. Would you agree, Virginia?
She can do anything of both sides, and she has a very good net game, all-round game. Absolutely the most talented.
40 love.
And Lakova taking a look at the baseline's been saying, gee, I thought that might have been out. Lifetime, it's 2-0 for Mandlikova.
40-50.
Both of those victories were indoors on a carpet-type surface. This, of course, is a harder court. I'm not sure which would be the faster. I would think the carpet.
It is, and this court is not really fast.
And the ball bounces up a little bit higher. Sits there for you a little bit.
Oh! Game Shriver.
So the first game of the first.
Games are 3-all.
That was a very poor game by Hanuman Lakova.
Don't forget, live tomorrow, we'll continue with the U.S. Open Tennis Championships, and we'll be on for 7 hours for the men's semis and sandwiched in between the women's final.
What a day that'll be. We've already had a lot of terrific matches, but what we've got left should be just super.
There is Hanuman Lakova's coach, Betty Stova. Looking very intent at the moment, as well she might be. Love 15, 3-all.
That's what happens when you float that return. Not sure whether Hannah thought Pam might stay back. I'm just trying to get the ball deep.
Oh. 30-50.
Short volley like that can be effective as long as it doesn't sit up. See, Pam was runner-up in the Australian Open in '81. Both these gals just 20 years old. Already veterans.
That really doesn't seem possible. Tony, that forehand of Pam's, it's sort of a half punch, half swing, unique looking.
It is. It's in parts a little underspin when she comes in off that high ball like that. It is an approach shot, and it means what it says. You're not trying to win the point with it. You're trying to get it deep, get into a good volleying position, and hope to be able to knock off the volley. There are two things that might happen
30.
to you when you swing high to low. When your racket heads above the flight of the ball, you might do just what Pam did, hit it in the net or hit it short in your opponent's court. Or if you get at the ball and open the face a little bit at impact, it might fly on you. So it's a very difficult shot to hit well, and you don't have much safety over the net.
It's 40-30. You think it's something, Tony, that's been taught? It's a natural move for her.
I think it was natural for her, and they just tried to improve on it. She and her coach, Don Candy.
Terrific shot.
Use.
That backhand drop shot is a shot that Hannah employs so well. She did it particularly well against Tracy Austin. And she camouflages her backhand. She can hit out on it, she can slice it, and she can drop it.
Deuce.
Advantage, Shriver.
Games are 3-all first set.
Use.
Good return that time, directed well down the line. Like anything else, you have to mix up the return to serve, or a good player will get used to it. Break point for Mandlikova.
She mixed that one up
Advantage,
reasonably well, would you say?
Mandlikova.
Yeah, that's about as well as you can mix it.
Game, Mandlikova.
Soccer is making a comeback in the
She
United
leads
States, as you can see. 4-3 Mandlikova. 4-3 Mandlikova and 30-love Mandlikova.
Prior to that point, Pat, Mandlikova has come to the net 9 times and won 6 of them. And Pam Shriver's been there 22 times and won 14 of them. So you see Pam's coming in as much as she can.
40 love.
Just watching Jimmy Connors out there getting ready for his semifinal match tomorrow. He wouldn't be warming up today, would he?
You've got to stay loose. You want to keep your feel. Get a workout.
Game, Mandlikova.
Game to Mandlikova. She leads 5 games 3
leads
first
5
set.
games
Points
to
don't
3.
last very long in this match.
It might be just the opposite in the next match.
I would think so. That, of course, Andrea Yeager and Chris Everett Lloyd.
But at
Coming
least
up
it
later.
means we get a net rusher and playing a baseline in for the final.
High up in the right field stands. You see leaders in all facets of life and in business and in broadcasting. Walter Cronkite, of course, great tennis fan.
He loves to play.
30
And can play.
I had the pleasure of playing with him in L.A. one time over at Dr. Freed's house, and he was just great and loves it.
30-love.
First service. Love.
Time it looked like she was trying to get the ball, just chip it down short in front of Pam Shriver coming in. Just miscalculated, hit at the net.
It still seems that she isn't quite sure whether to go for that backhand return, with the chance that it might take a miss hit and arrive in the stands or just chip.
Mandlikova leads 5 games to 4, first set.
15 love.
15-love, good serve.
Technically, you can't call that an ace, but it's just as good as one. She just barely ticked it.
Call it a near ace. Call that almost an ace. It was a fault.
Dirty love.
You pretty much get a pattern. You get an idea what the tactics are. Pam Shriver is going to attack the backhand. She said, I had that one. It just didn't get over the net. Attack the backhand, and then Hana trying to make the passing shots. Just long.
40 love.
Triple set point for Mandlikova. Caught her by surprise that time. She'd been coming on the backhand. That time she came down the line on the
40,
forehand
50.
side. Really fooled Hana. Still double set point.
Oh, she just missed it.
40, 30.
Still set point.
I think that was a smart play by Hana. Serve and come in that way. You know Pam's not going to be coming to the net where she wants to be.
Game. And first set, Mandlikova.
Lakova wins the
6
first set. We
games to
chatted
4.
with Pam Shriver and asked her how she'll play Hanuman Lakova.
Probably attack a lot on her second serve. I think it's a weakness, and you know, Hana's got every shot in the world, and if she's on, she's very tough to beat. But you just got to hang with her and hope that she doesn't come up with great shots at the wrong time for me. And
Advantage.
And I remember when Pam first made that big hit in the stadium court and beat the Martina in '78. It was that lob that was so effective.
Looked as though the wind held that ball up a little bit because Hana jumped a little too early. Was on the way down as she made contact with the ball.
The wind has freshened a little bit.
There was a good deep approach.
Shriver.
And Pam Shriver gets a service break.
Coming back from 40 love. She leads 2-love second set.
Shriver leads 2 games to love.
There aren't many people around, male or female, that'll hit it past you if you get it deep.
America's most watched pregame show returns this fall to CBS Sports. Of course, that would be the NFL Today, and it premieres for the '82 season this Sunday. So stay with the NFL Today and all the scores, the highlights, and stories before, during, and after the NFL action itself.
Love 50.
Good smart return that time by Hana. She's been pulling the ball to the backhand volley of Pam Shriver. That time she blocked the ball out the other way.
Love 15.
Another good deep approach shot.
Trey, if you keep them that deep, you win a lot of games, a lot of points, won't you?
Yeah, you're going to win a lot of tournaments too. Pam, 81-82 Wimbledon doubles champion with Martina Navratilova, and she defeated in a big upset here. It's like Pam's confidence is picking up.
And even on her face, on Pam's face, you can see the tremendous concentration and desire, you know, really wanting it out there.
You'll see a
40,
very
50.
fine half volley. Means the ball just touches the ground, just blocked it short over the net. Mandlikova had no chance to get to it. We come back live at 40-15. Shriver trying to stretch her lead to 3-love in the second set. Mandlikova's won the first set 6 games to 4. the few times that Pam Shriver has served wide in the deuce court, Mandlikova's rolled that forehand cross court and really hurt her. She might have to stay away from that shot.
It's 40-30. Very good second serve.
Shriver.
Be the weekend already. Women's semifinals. Crowd still coming in, but without question, on a beautiful Friday afternoon in New York, this place will be packed. I would think you'd have to say
15
that
love.
Pam guessed incorrectly.
Or Hana guessed correctly. Obviously looking for the backhand down the line.
30 love.
30 love.
Pat, they're using a full complement of linesmen here in this match, but they've not done earlier in the tournament. And I think it's a good idea.
Those would always be a good idea if they were available, if you had them in numbers.
Right. That doesn't mean that they weren't, all the lines weren't being called, but you had lines people shifting back and forth, calling the long line all the way through the net, which is difficult to call.
40-50.
Just long. Pam holds her hands up about a yard apart, saying it was out that far. That was a bit of an exaggeration.
A bit.
Hannah got a little carried away on that shot.
Game. Mandlikova.
Very quickly she holds service. And it's
Shriver
3-1
leads
Shriver.
3 games to 1.
If you could whisper in Pam Shriver's ear, you'd say, don't let down, and one service break is never enough. Get some more, because Hana is too dangerous. Good backhand by Hana was low. Made Pam volley up. Her volley was short. Didn't have much on it. And it made the next shot pretty easy to make the pass. You know, Pat, when you're returning serve, I'm sure people have different philosophies. I always felt that when someone got a good hard first serve, you just do your best to get it back and try to keep it low. I like to really take advantage of someone's second serve if it's not an extra one. That's about as good a shot as you'll ever get.
That was an excellent second serve.
15 all.
I'm sorry, it was the first serve.
But she spun it in like it would be a second serve. Pam has been putting a lot of spin on her serves. Hadn't really gone for many big aces off the first serve.
30-15.
She's taking her time nicely on that first serve. There's Betty Stove again. It must be difficult coaching Hannah, because you never know whether she's going to be brilliant or being a little careless.
That is brilliant.
30 all.
Pat, you said it so well earlier. Hannah makes it look so easy, and that's one of the reasons she's difficult to play against. You cannot figure out what she's going to try. She'll try the toughest shot in the most difficult situation.
Just like that.
40-30.
40-30. Runner-up at Wimbledon, 1981.
Same player.
Use.
Hard to get rhythm when you play a player like Hannah, because points don't last long. She really wails on it.
Advantage, Shriver.
That appeared to be a much easier shot, really.
It looked like she changed her mind to me. That she's going to go down the line and decide to try to cup it cross court, and she didn't do anything well.
Game, Shriver.
Shriver did that well with her second ace, and she leads 4-1 at 6-4. Shriver leads 4-1 second set.
And that is just one service break. So Hana says, hold my serve, try to break Pam, and hold mine, and I'll be even again.
You think she said that?
Love 50.
Maybe she didn't. Those let cords can work both ways. Sometimes they work in your favor. Sometimes they double cross you.
They tend to go in your favor when you're playing well.
$15-30.
There was a shot that I think Hana might have played differently as a short ball. Hit with a little underspin, drive it deep, and get into a good volleying position. Again, Pam is not noted for outstanding ground strokes. That's sort of textbook. Pam Shriver stepped around the backhand to hit a forehand. Right here, she's out of position now. She's out of her camera range. Hana just rips it down the line for an outright winner as we come back live. 30-all. Another break point for Pam Shriver.
30-40.
That ball that she hit hardly bounced at all, meaning it must have hit the line and just skidded. That's out, and Pam Shriver has broken serve for the second time in the second set, and she leads 5-1. And now, if you're Mandlikova, it is serious.
5-1.
She won the first set, however. Don't forget, coming up next, another women's singles semifinal between Everett, Lloyd, and Andrea Yeager. And we promise the points will be longer. You may not like that.
It'll be a different kind of match. You're going to see lots of ground strokes out of those two.
5-1 Shriver, second set.
15 love.
Pam Shriver playing doubles with Martina, but we'll see them no matter what happens later on this afternoon. She'll be in action again. Scheduled to be right here on the stadium court, depending on how long the next match takes. Great afternoon of tennis. That got the top of the net.
15-all.
Pam was unlucky on that, but you know that as she's been getting on in this match, that approach shot of hers is actually becoming more and more effective. She's getting it slower and deeper and getting into the net quicker. By slow, I mean it just, if you take your time with it, it gives you that extra couple of seconds or a split second to get a little bit closer into the net to be ready for the volley.
Shot by Hanuman Lakova. You see how deep she is in the court.
15-30.
Looks like a backhand passing shot. You see Pam knew she couldn't reach it. She had to surrender, just hope it went out. It did not.
Once again, she made it look so very easy.
The disguise is there. Double break point for Mandlikova.
15-40.
Good tennis. Good approach. Hannah hit a terrific backhand cross court. Pam was there. This is a fine shot. Low, but Pam, with the good hands at the net, made the good volley. So we come back, still break point at 30-40.
Mandlikova does break. So Shriver leads 5 games to 2 set. Traver, Pat Summerall at the National Tennis Center. This is a great complex. A great semifinal going on right now. Women's singles semi. Pam Shriver against Hanuman Lakova. Mandlikova won the first set 6-4. Shriver is up 5-2 in the second, but Mandlikova serving.
15 love.
Really made a poor shot off of the short ball, off of the attempted drop shot by Mandlikova, but she got away with it. She didn't hit the ball deep at all and had no pace on it. 15 all.
$30, 15.
Pam saying, I got to figure a way to get into that net. I don't want to stay back and have to rally with her. Set the trap. She rolled the forehand cross court.
50.
Pam came back cross court, which left the down the line shot wide open, and Hana hit a beauty.
40-15.
What a pity when she's just hit two of the best shots you've ever seen, and then a sloppy shot like that.
And Pam had stopped. She was not going to try to chase it cross court.
Watch this, another beautiful backhand, but Pam was right there. Good volley.
Use.
It's to me as though some of Hana's tosses are a little low. And with that great anticipation, it is set point. We'll take another look. The let cord right there should have had Pam in big trouble, but she guessed right and then ripped the backhand volley cross court. Set point as we come back live.
Just like that, it is set.
And second set.
And sets are 1-all. Well, you know, throughout the week, we've heard from time to time comments about some of the women's tennis being boring and moonballing and all that sort of thing. Put that back in the closet, because this one's not that way.
Well, their styles make for good tennis. They're both aggressive type players. They both have a flair. You've got a sudden death set of tennis now. Whoever wins this set moves into the final.
Love.
And whoever gets there will face the winner of the match still to come this afternoon. Andrea Yeager against Everett Lloyd.
Saw a little trace of disappointment there on Hana's face. First time she's indicated any type of emotion. Oh, so easy.
15 all.
Or so it looks.
I think she really wants to win this because she's been out for so long this year with a nagging back, which in fact has taken the pressure off her a little bit for this tournament.
Good deep volley. (30-15), first game of the third and final set. Beautifully done. You talked about a good athlete. You watch Hannah from this point now. She's to the right single sideline. Watch how she gets over there so comfortably. Gets that backhand volley cross court. 30 all. Break point for Mandlikova.
30-40.
Those are tough shots to keep trying to make. Half volley, drop volleys, trying to just drop it back over the net.
Mind you, Pam gets a fair share of those that just hop over the net. She's being very deliberate now. I think Pam is pacing herself well. I sometimes feel that Hannah gets a little rushed out there.
Helicopter circling by and just waited.
Trouble.
More trouble. Still more trouble.
Mandlikova breaks serve. First game of the third set. Although oftentimes in women's matches the big serve is not there, not that important, but boy, you always like to get that first service break in that final set.
Both these two are very good servers.
You take your seats, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Pam doesn't like the call on the serve. Doesn't protest very strongly. Hit Pam. I think the handle of her racket she might hit herself in the stomach as Hannah came right at her with that forehand. It's 30 love. Right here. It might have hit her though.
Might have grazed her.
There was a case where she might have taken her eye off the ball, maybe looked at Pam.
Really couldn't tell.
Out. 40-15.
Just telling herself, come on, come on.
Pam has been hurt a couple times when Hannah's rolled the forehand cross court and Pam has gone back cross court and left it down the line open. What she should do To eliminate that is go right straight back at Hana. Then she doesn't have that angle down the line. Doesn't have that open shot to hit.
Well, let's see if she thought that over.
I like it when Hannah hits that topspin forehand because she's got much more margin of error on it, and you feel that she then can hit the winner off the next ball anyway.
That's what she's been doing. Shriver to serve, love 2, third set, deciding set.
Love 15.
Pam is just angry that she wasn't able to win that point. Watch the running forehand by Mandlikova now. She gets that racket ready early and then flips the wrist and rolls her back cross court. Pam, you saw, was well to the left of the center service line, expecting the ball down the line. This love 30. Pam Shriver is in huge trouble. Already down a service break in this final set.
She missed it. 15-30. You can see Pam very much aware that she is in that serious trouble. Also, you can see Hana becoming more and more confident.
I didn't like her choice of shots there. Got a gal down a service break love 30 and you try a drop shot from the baseline. Not very good percentage tennis. First serve was a fault.
I have the feeling, Trey, that percentage tennis is not something that goes through Mandlikova's mind very often.
You're so right. Of course, Pat, that's what makes her unpredictable and so difficult to play against, because you can't count on percentages.
This is where she's still got to learn to know what to do, and she doesn't have to do too much. She can go for all the big shots when they come instinctively.
That.
So from love 30,
40-30.
Pam Shriver now has the advantage. Very poor toss that time. Very low. Pam almost had to bend over to hit that first serve.
Everett digs herself a little bit against shots like that.
I bet Hannah Sider.
The other women's semifinal for this year's $90,000 first prize.
Thank you.
Got some unforced errors, Pat. On the backhand, 19 for Mandlikova, 6 for Shriver. 8 forehand errors by Mandlikova and 14 for Shriver.
Mandlikova serving 2-1 third and final set.
15 love.
Looked like that ball got behind Pam a little.
Tried to run her on a backhand, I think.
A little ambitious trying to do that of a good second serve.
I think one of the things that you finally learn when you're one of the top players around is that you've got to make things happen. You can't just get the ball back and hope the other people make mistakes. So you'll see both of these players gambling some, doing what they think they do best. I didn't like the call. is where I think Hana's in a position to serve and volley a couple times and make sure you keep Pam Shriver away from that net.
First or second serve?
I would. Change it up a little bit. If you come in, it's going to keep Pam from trying to come in.
Pam doing exactly the right thing.
Break point for Shriver. Hana had to take her eyes off that ball because she mishit it completely.
The ball didn't hit the strings even. That one did.
You see how close to that net Hana got? She knew the ball was floating a little bit. She closed in very quickly, which is smart. See who comes to the net first.
Ooh, serve was close.
Another break point for Shriver.
Advantage, Shriver.
That's the Pam Shriver game plan, as she mentioned. Second serve, gambling second serve by Mandlikova. She also came in behind it. Awfully good under pressure.
Advantage, Mandlikova.
Beautiful shot.
Use.
We're at that point where they say on television, just let it play.
People are starting to get into this match, too. They're calling out for their favorites.
Advantage, Mandlikova.
Hana's gotten some very important first serves in.
He just missed it. Doesn't question it.
Got a pretty icy glare, though. Pam Shriver having a little conversation with herself. She ran right through that backhand volley. It was a shot she could have stopped, made the shot, the volley, then get into the net.
Shriver about to serve. Don't forget 11:30 Eastern Time tonight. U.S. Open highlights for a half hour.
Missed wide. Pam has to feel the pressure right here. Down a service break. Time is running out.
And I think she's the end, which is slightly tougher to play against with this little breeze. Slightly up against the wind.
Thinking it over, taking a little bit more time.
love 30.
Remember, at serving at love 2, Pam was down love 30 on her serve. We talked about her really digging a hole for herself. Virginia, you made an interesting comment when I said that.
Yes, you said she had dug herself, was digging herself out of the hole. I said Mandlikova was giving a hand out. Mandlikova just made a string of errors, and this is where Hannah has to be just consistent now. Keep being aggressive, but consistent, no errors. I don't know what she was trying to do, whether she was trying to do a really fancy roll on that or whether she just completely got tentative, didn't know what she wanted to do with it.
It looked like she was trying to do that little cup roll backhand cross court that she's won a couple of points on.
Pam's having a little difficulty on her first serve for the last couple of times.
Fooled Hannah. She fooled Mandlikova coming in behind that second serve. Hannah was just trying to hit the ball deep, so it was higher over the net. And when she looked up, Pam was standing there with that big forehand volley.
Pretty all. Pam has slowed things down considerably now.
Great point for Mandlikova.
30, 40.
What a big point this is.
Take care of big points.
Yes, that's exactly right. At 30-40, why not take all the time you allocated and make sure you get in a big first serve?
Pam took a bit of a risk by taking that big swing at the overhead. A high forehand volley into the open court could have been a little safer, but she pulled it off. Grace and elegance, the forehand cross court. We talked about her athletic ability. Watch Mandlikova now get over there, racket ready, rolls it back cross court as you see Pam Shriver covering the down the line.
Looked like the point was over.
Another break point for Mandlikova.
That ball back behind her back to the delight of the crowd. Not your everyday shot either. That looked more like an everyday shot.
That's unforgivable, isn't it, really? Not to put the ball in play at a big break point.
And she wasn't really trying to do that much with it. Just try to get it reasonably deep. Shows they're human.
Those are the shots nightmares are made of.
Another break point for Mandlikova.
He very nearly missed that shot.
Mandlikova.
She played it well, though. She didn't overplay the shot, did not take a big swing at it. About a mini stroke. Can't keep giving Mandlikova break points.
No. Really can't. Game to Mandlikova. She leads 4-1 in the final set.
She leads 4.
The predictable Hanuman Lakova, but it looks like Shriver's in serious trouble.
It certainly does. I know that Mandlikova has more trouble when she's in a position of having a nice lead, but I think she's playing too well now. Wants this too badly.
Thank you.
And she, of course, as you pointed out before, is at the more difficult end now.
At the top of the show, Pat, we talked about Pam Shriver coming to the net. She's been there 74 times so far and has won 48 points. Mandlikova's only been there 32 times, and she's won 22 of those points.
First
The
service.
rest of that, it doesn't necessarily hold 100% true, of course, but the one who gets to the net is the successful one.
Fine touch.
You heard Pam say, I could see that Pam said good shot. Nothing you can do about that. Now, if you're Pam, do you come in?
I would charge and charge. Try to put all the pressure you can on her. See if you can break her down a little.
I heard you.
30, 50.
It's what Pam Shriver does best. And at this point, down 2 breaks in the third set, you might as well do your best. What you do best. First serve percentage is 70% for Shriver. She's spinning the ball more, 59% for Mandlikova. Pretty crisp backhand volley.
40, 50.
.15 in the final set. Come on in, Pam.
It was short. The approach was short. The first volley was deep.
40, 30.
It'd be fun to see. I think Hana might serve and come in this time again. She was not coming in.
Probably will not come after the second one.
Pam just sort of shrugged, like points down there, said, man, if you can do that, I'm not sure what I can do.
She leads 5 games
I'm not
to
sure
1.
what anybody can do against.
I bet Hannah sighed a huge sigh of relief when that went in. It was awfully close. She can't resist going for the most exotic shot ever.
Shriver serving at 1-5.
Super shot by Mandlikova. Running across, knows she's not going to be able to recover. That's the backhand here. Racket preparation early, and a flick of the wrist goes cross court, and a tough shot. Pam did a good job to get to it, and has to get a little bodying to keep it in as we come back live at 15 love.
30, love.
Don't forget there's more semifinal action coming up right after this. There's Everett Lloyd against Andrea Yeager. 30 love. Shriver at love.
Calls the royal box.
Bright sunshine and a packed house. Pam waiting for some of them to pack a little tighter. Settle down. I'm in trouble. Lakova serving 5-2 in the first set. Ooh, just missed.
That first serve of hers has been so good today, and when it is missing, it's missing by half an inch.
Pam admonishing herself. She's running out of opportunities. She's got to make it happen right here. Good tough approach shot by Mandlikova.
30 love.
Senses victory. Good defensive lob.
Terrific.
That's how you get back into a point. When you're in trouble, throw the ball up high and try to get it deep and give yourself time to get back and recover.
About the only choice she had.
And it's a double match point for Mandlikova. This is where I'd expect to see Mandlikova serve and volley 2 points in a row if she has to.
Exactly what she did. She played extremely well. They both did. Mandlikova. 6-4.
This U.S. Open feature.
Mandlikova. 6-4, 2-6, 6-2. She goes to the finals of the 1982 U.S. Open against either Andrea Yeager or Everett Lloyd. Virginia Wade, she is indeed what you said in the beginning of the broadcast. A superb athlete. She can do a lot of things. Pam Shriver still has to play doubles later on today. Her partner, Martina Navratilova. That's got to be a little bit of a letdown. She might be over it by then, though.
I'm sure she'll be ready for her double. She has to be a little disappointed not to win today, but it was a fabulous match. Hannah was great.
John Tesh is standing by, down by the net, by court side. And hopefully Hanuman Lakova will stop and talk. And let's go down to John Tesh.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Hannah. You seem to play a little inconsistently. In the second set, there was a questionable call in the second game, and you seem to lose your concentration. What happened?
Yes, I was one love down, and I had 40 love, and I thought the ball was out, so I just lost my concentration a little bit. And you know, I should not lose the game because then it's one love. And then she had a break, so she had 2 love and she had her serve, so it was very difficult to break her in that point.
Now, you were able to pass Pam many, many times at the net, but she gave you some trouble at the net, didn't she?
Yeah, she did, because she has very good serve and great volleys, and she's very tall, so she can reach lots of balls. But I tried to play just under her feet, so it's very difficult to get and finish the volley.
Now, later on this afternoon, it's Everett Lloyd versus Yeager. Which one of those would you like to see in the final?
Well, I really don't care, because they both play the same game, the best on the game, so it doesn't make any difference for me.
Okay. Good luck and congratulations on winning the semifinal.
Thanks. Well, it was wonderful. It was wonderful to see Hannah go out and show us all that talent, and even when she makes errors, it's because she's going for something spectacular, so you like to see that.
Tony, did you think that Pam quite honestly did what she had told us that she set out to do as much as you thought she should have? How's that?
Well, no, I think she might have done a little bit more, Pat, but of course, I feel sorry for anyone that loses in the semifinal of a major championship. It has to be a huge disappointment. She should be proud that she got that far. Frankly, I was not surprised that Hannah won, and I'm looking forward to her finals.
One thing I think you should be able to say now is that the shoulder problems that we were very much aware of that Pam had in Indianapolis at the U.S. clay court seemed to be over.
I think so, though she didn't serve as many hard first serves as she might have tried. I don't think a shoulder had anything to do with it. I think she'd be the first to say that. She was beaten by an excellent tennis player.
Of course, the match coming up between Yeager and Chris Everett Lloyd figures to be, Virginia, very, very different.
Well, you see, that's the great.
Shriver and Hanuman Lakova was one of the most absorbing contests that the women have played throughout the entire tournament. Pam Shriver fell behind in the early going of the first set. She rallied, but still she lost it to Hana. She lost that set 6-4. And now she knew she had to draw her game back together. In game 2 of the second set, Hana is serving at 40 love. But Pam is starting to move better. And watch her make this drop shot. Game 5 of the second set. Shriver ahead 3-1. Brilliant passing shot by the young athlete from Czechoslovakia. Then it is game 8 of the second set. Hana is serving. She's down 5-2. The point is 30-15. Again, Mandlikova makes a run at Shriver. Now it is game 8. It is 40-30. But with that brilliant shot by Shriver, she rallies to take the game, and then the second set, 6-2. And they battle into the third set. This was the key game. Shriver with the service. Watch the athletic ability of Mandlikova. Now it is a break point for Hana. Mandlikova has broken Shriver in the first game. And now the pressure is on Pam as Walter Cronkite and 19,000 others watch. Shriver comes to the net. Mandlikova aggressively drives her away from it. And Hana goes up 2 games love. Game 3. Shriver serving at love 2. And that one hurt. With Kirk Douglas watching, Shriver rallies to take that third game. Now it is the fourth. Shriver with a chance to pull even, but she must break Hana. They go back to deuce. And now, with perhaps her best shot of the match, Pam Shriver is in the thick of it. Game 5. She must hold this service. But she can't reach that one. And with Coach Betty Stova watching, Hana begins to pull away. Brilliant cross-court winner. And now watch match point, and then what happens afterwards, because it causes a slight controversy. Mandlikova will win it. She will then acknowledge the crowd while extending her hand at the same time, but appearing to ignore Pam. Pam takes it as a slight. Watch as we cut the camera.
I think she got a little mad at me because I really didn't go straight to her and shake her hand. But I was very happy that I won the match, so I just went with my hand up, but I really didn't want to get upset her or something like that.
Does she have a chance now to go on and win it?
Oh, yeah, I mean, you're in the finals. You got to have a heck of a chance. You know, it's going to be a big match for her. She's never won the Wimbledon or U.S. Open, which are considered the two biggies. So she's got what it takes.